and he will be out for months. He sustained the injury over the weekend, and surgeries have been done. Test has been, conducted, and then reports reaching us is that he would be out for months. And then some fans are very, very concerned about that fact for him. So, talking about the AFCON, we saw South Africa being victorious yesterday. Egypt also coming from the salvaging the moment, I would say. Mo Salah salvaged the moment in the stoppage time of the second half, where he found the back of the net, and that gave Egypt the decisive win that they needed to give them and create more momentum ahead of the second matches that they'll be playing. Later today, we'll be expecting to see the Tanzanians take on the Super Eagles of Nigeria, as they have never won any of the African Cup of All Nations matches before in history. Nothing like that has happened. On talking about Nigerian Professional Football League, now Kano Pillars have returned back to their home stadium after banishment. This happened just over the weekend, and the approval came by NFF just over the weekend, and finally they've returned back. So we'll be having those conversations as well. Also, we'll be looking at what the Super Eagles will need to do ahead of their clash later this evening at 6 p.m. But we're going on a quick break, and then when we return back, we'll dive in and x-ray all of these major talking points. Stay with us. Many thanks for staying with us. If you're just joining, this is Talksports here on Global Television. I am Samuel Odi. Let's get right into the conversation. Starting from the home front, federal government fulfills housing pledge to Super Eagles. The federal government of Nigeria has fulfilled the 8th promise of gifting a house to each member of the Super Eagles, silver winning 2023 African Cup of All Nations squad. This was done through the National Sports Commission in Morocco Monday, almost 2 years after the tournament and just a day before the team's opening game at the 2025 African Cup of All Nations in Morocco. Led by Portuguese coach José Pizarro, the head coach, the Super Eagles finished second at the 2023 African Cup of All Nations, which was played between January to February 2024, losing 2-1 against the host in the final. Upon their arrival in Nigeria, President Bola Tinubu honored each player with an official of the team with members of the Order of the Niger National Award, as well as house and land gifts to each player and members of the backroom staff. The housing pledge was fulfilled at the team's base in Morocco on Monday as they prepared to open their quest for the 4th continental title with a clash against Tanzania in Group C of the 2025 African Cup of All Nations. So, congratulations to them. Now, all of this, you can see boldly Alex Iwobi, you can see Malum Shehu Diko in the background, and and other, ministers who were there to represent President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. You can see it boldly in the certificate of that has been handed to Alex Iwobi of the happenings and how interesting it is. All of this is a build-up, is a motivation for them to get into AFCON with their head cleared. And Eric Chill's salary has been paid. Bonuses also have been paid to these guys. So we are expecting to see a very, very good performance, as they have promised to perform very well. So moving on now, let's talk about FIFA ranking quickly. Super Eagles still ends 2025 in the 38th position of the latest full FIFA ranking. Nigeria will close out 2025 ranked 38th in the world according to the final FIFA Men's World Ranking release. This was released on Monday last night as well, ending a year of fluctuating fortunes with a modest net rise for the Super Eagles. The ranking leaves Nigeria unchanged from the previous update published on November the 19th, when they climbed 3 places from the 41st position. They also finished the year as Africa's 6th highest ranked national team, a position they have retained since November. And the Super Eagles began 2025 ranked 44 globally and finished 6th place higher than the underlying and a gradual recovery despite inconsistency and demanding international schedules. The first ranking update of the year, released in April, saw Nigeria raise 1 place to 43rd position. That upward momentum stored in the media, with the Eagles slipping to the 44th in July and then 45th in September, following a run of a mixed result. But finally, they found their ranking, they found their rhythm, and it's seeming as if the Super Eagles are on a right path, and then they are finishing the year 2025 in the 38th position of the global FIFA ranking. And 6th again in Africa. Yes, we have a whole lot of competition in Africa. We have the likes of Morocco, which is arguably currently the favorite to win the AFCON. We have Egypt, we have Senegal, we have South Africa, and then we have Ghana. Then Nigeria, I think, is also following suit in no significant order, basically. But we'll see how this will turn out for the Super Eagles. The likes of every other Super Eagles player, the likes of William Stress Ekon, who has retired, will know how this would impact and what positive results we will see from this outing in the African Cup of All Nations. So quickly, again, still talking AFCON now, Victor Osimhen, Ademola Lookman, keen to turn World Cup pain to AFCON joy. Nigerian forward Victor Osimhen and Ademola Lookman have vowed to transform Nigerians' World Cup heartbreak into triumph at the 2025 African Cup of All Nations in Morocco. Osimhen apologized to Nigeria for the team's failure to qualify for the 2026 FIFA World Cup after losing to DR Congo in playoffs, but promised the squad would fight to make amends. AFCON is the opportunity for us to try to right our wrongs, to try to make the Super Eagles fans all over the world believe that there is so much that we can give, the Galatasaray striker told newsmen. So looking at this now, this is all talks. This is like a motivation for fans to like still have a glimpse of hope and believe that yes, they can still do better. Looking at the squad and looking at the depth of the squad, though the likes of JJ Okocha, when asked, random questions about the 96 Olympics team, Super Eagles team and this current Super Eagles team, who would win, and he simply said they are going to run over them, meaning they go collect, meaning they are going to win. So let's just see if this squad, this young Super Eagles squad with lots of experience, yes, young, but still having bunch and lots of experience, because most of these players that we have on the Super Eagles team are starters for their club side, and they are goal scorers as well, and they keep they play excellently well for their club side. So we're expecting to see the same level of performance, the same level of passion, the same level of tenacity when going at the ball for AFCON. So this is what we are expecting to see, and hoping that the boys are also having the same mindset to be able to play this much, play very well, and get the decisive results that Nigerians are expecting from them. So it will be very interesting to watch. So let's move on, still talking AFCON, because this is the season for AFCON. We'll be talking about a lot of things: who is bragging, who is saying what, who is winning, and who is losing. So talking about beating Nigeria now, beating Nigeria would feel like winning the AFCON. This is coming from the Tanzanian coach. So Nigeria is at that level already that having a win against them is going to be like winning the AFCON. This is coming from the Tanzanian coach. In his statement, he says, Tanzania has never won a match at the African Cup of All Nations, but head coach Miguel Gambondia believes their long wait for the maiden victory at the Continental Showpiece could end against Nigeria when the both sides meet at the 2025 African Cup of All Nations later today. The Tafia Stars have featured at 3 editions of the tournament: 1980, 2019 and 2023. Playing 9 matches without a win, their Group C opener against the Super Eagles will therefore mark their 10th AFCON game as they continue the search for a historic breakthrough. The clash at the complex will be only the second AFCON meeting between Nigeria and Tanzania, coming 45 years after their first encounter at the competition in 1980. On Nigerian soil, the Super Eagles defeated the Taffa Stars 3-1 in the opening match of the tournament. Their most recent meeting came during qualification for the 2017 AFCON, when the both teams played out a goalless draw in Dar es Salaam before Nigeria edged the return feature by winning 1-0 in Uyo on September the 3rd, 2016. So looking at this now, these guys are coming with a whole mindset of wanting to defeat the Super Eagles and play very well. And then the head coach has also mentioned the fact that he's going to find a way to isolate Victor Osimhen and isolate the key players of the Super Eagles, the likes of Victor Osimhen, Alex Iwobi, Ademola Lookman, Kevin Bassey. But we will see how all of this will happen. Samuel Chukwueze, who has been on a superb form for Fulham before coming to play and represent in AFCON for the Super Eagles, has been on an amazing form as well. So we will see what initiative, what plan Eric Chiro has ahead of this competition, ahead of this game that will be played today. Looking at Tanzanian side now, the head coach is talking tough, and they are looking to say that yes, we are not going to back down, we are going to come out with everything, and they are never trying to settle for a draw. They are coming out and saying they would want to win the Super Eagles of Nigeria. So them wanting to do that and saying all of this and talking tough, I think the Super Eagles should have that mentality of going as if they are playing the finals, because if they approach every game as if it's the final game, then I think a win is going to be sure for them. I pray again, hopefully, that all of the players stays healthy, because Benjamin Frederick is out and isn't in Morocco with the team because of injury concerns. So if they stay healthy, if they get to stay healthy and not sustain any form of injury, then I think Nigeria is also part of the favorites to win the 2025 AFCON. Though the number one on the list of favorites to win this AFCON 2025 is the host nation number 1, Morocco, followed by South Africa, Egypt, and then Nigeria. We've not seen the likes of Senegal and Ghana play, so we will see what it will look like. But so far, the favorite on the list is Morocco, Egypt, South Africa, and Nigeria. This is what fans all over the world have been predicting and have listed as the favorites to win this year's AFCON. So we'll be going on a very, very quick break, and when we return back, we'll continue this conversation around AFCON 2025, where Salah scores in the stoppage time for the win as Egypt edged Zimbabwe 2-1. Stay with us, we'll be right back. Very good evening. Many thanks for staying with us. AFCON 25 still ongoing. Rabat, Morocco is packed with lots of African culture and fans from all over the world to cheer for their country and also, have fun while the festivities is also around the corner. African Cup of All Nations 2025, Mo Salah scores stoppage time winner as Egypt edged Zimbabwe 2-1. Mohamed Salah scored in the added time to snatch a 2-1 victory for record 7-time champions Egypt over lower-ranked Zimbabwe in African Cup of All Nations Group B thriller. This happened obviously in Morocco. Salah came to Morocco after not starting in 5 consecutive Liverpool matches, with his omission leading to an outburst against manager Aaron Slot. But his uncertain future at Anfield was forgotten as he pounced on the loose ball inside the box and beat 40-year-old Zimbabwean goalkeeper Washington Aribi with a perfectly placed shot into the corner. What was expected to be a comfortable start for Egypt in Group B proved anything but, as Prince Dube gave Zimbabwe a 20th minute lead they retained until Omar Mamouche equalized after 63 minutes. Victory leaves Egypt's level on 3 points after the first series of the group matches, with South Africa also who beat Angola also 2-0. But looking at Mo Salah currently, Jim Carragher have actually said over and again that he has never won something for his country. Maybe that's a different motivation for him now to be able to use to play this year's 2025 African Cup of All Nations, because of the fact that he is having his fallout with Aaron Slot. His future now is not even certain with Liverpool. At some point when Liverpool were embarking on a trip to Inter Milan to go play in the UEFA Champions League, Mo Salah was dropped. He did not even travel with the team. All of those things were, concerns, and then he lashed out saying that he has given all to Liverpool. Liverpool has also given you some, but he says in his words that he can't be dragging for space in Liverpool. He feels like he has earned whatever sport that he's been. He has earned his position, he has earned his jersey number, he has earned to always start every game. But this time around, age is catching up with him. I think he needs to be giving way for younger players. So, and also the manager, Aaron Slot, would also be trying out other younger guys who can fit into that same role. But for Salah now, scoring this goal now, this is more like a different momentum for him to, continue this African Cup of All Nations, playing in his first opening match, scoring 1 goal. This is a very good advantage for him. But we will see how all of this will pan out in the coming games, and they'll be having other features too, and other players, other teams to battle with. So congratulations to Egypt on their first win, 9-time African Cup of All Nations champions, and then congratulations to Mo Salah for also getting back on the scoring and winning ways with his country. So moving on for the second African Cup of All Nations game that was played yesterday, Foster grabs winner as South Africa beat Angola 2-1. Burnley striker Leon Foster scored in the 79th minute as South Africa edged Angola 2-1 in Marrakesh on Monday to win their opening match of the African Cup of All Nations campaign for the first time in 21 years. Since beating Benin in 2004 tournament, Bafana have drawn twice and lost 4 times when they debuted in different editions of the Prime African Football Tournament. The opening Group B match had 3 distant faces. South Africa started impressively, and Oswin Apolis scored in the 21st minute before a small crowd in the near 42,000 seat stadium. Angola controlled the rest of the opening half and showed leveled, and the show got leveled. South Africa found they recovered to be the stronger side in the second half, and Foster struck to secure the maximum 3 points that was highly needed for them to be following Liverpool back to back with the same point and the same goal. So they are sitting on the same level in Group B. So moving away from AFCON quickly, like I rightly mentioned earlier, Liverpool's striker Alexander Isak undergoes a surgery for an ankle fracture out, and he will be out for months. Liverpool have confirmed that Alexander Isak has undergone surgery after sustaining a fracture to his left leg, as reported by the club. He said the Sweden international successfully underwent surgery on an ankle injury that included a fractured fallback. Liverpool had not provided a detailed recovery timeline, but expect the 26-year-old to be sidelined for at least a few months. Isak was injured during the Saturday's match against Tottenham after coming off the bench to score Aaron Slot's side, to score sincerely apologize for that quick break we had to take. So, talking about Alexander Isak and Liverpool, we don't know how depth this injury is going to affect the squad, but we will see as other features will be coming up this weekend. The likes of rather Mo Salah, Mohamed Salah, who is also out representing his country, would also see how all of this will affect the squad, or whatever Aaron Slot have on his sleeve. He might just unfold and show us something new, and then these two individuals will not be missed at all. So let me bring you quick highlights of the game between South Africa and Angola, and also we'll bring you the highlights between Egypt as Zimbabwe as South Africa, and Egypt were both victorious, defeating their opponents 2 goals